You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, how about nowadays your picture is worth thousands of dollars, guys? Having a professional headshot for yourself, even for your children, funny enough, because you know a lot of our children, they go through and they get these lame ass pictures done at school. Getting some ideal pictures for your family, for yourself, in the day that we're in right now, in the era that we're in right now, is worth way more than 1,000 words. It's worth your career, it's worth a job, it's worth an opportunity. I have one of the best photographers that we have here in the city as a guest with us today, the one and only Mike from Mike Lucid Photo. I'm looking forward to having him on with us today to share about himself, to share about his company, and to let you guys know about some amazing deals and opportunities that you guys have and we'll be able to take advantage of today on the Empower Hour.
I think this is deep.
Welcome to the Empower Hour. We bring power to the people because the people have the power. This squad's going to entertain, enlighten, and empower y'all. I'm Queen Kaya, joined by Pharaoh Hammond Freeman and Gina the Great. But before we do anything else, like always, we're going to bless this show and our kings and queens listening.
Blessed melanated rising, my people. Dun, 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 dun. I am so grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our creator. I'm grateful to our ancestors for creating another opportunity for us to be able to be on here today. And I just ask that today's show, let it be very entertaining, let it be very uplifting, let it be fun, let it be inspiring, let it be, most importantly, let it be empowering for each and every one of our listeners. And I'm sending out that spirit of love, that spirit of light, that spirit of unity, strength, great health, peace, wealth, and joy to each and every one of our listeners. And those who even aren't listening and they're just vibing us out right now. Hotep, amen, ashe, aibobo.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know I've said this before, but every time you say unity, in my head, it rings out unity, and it's the Dave Chappelle skit when he's playing Rick James and punches Charlie in the face. And I can't help but hear it every single time. Like,
say less, Gina. I'm gonna insert that. Unity, back.
Unity.
Charlie Murphy. That was cold-blooded. Unity.
Unity.
Punch
Every like I try not to do it. I try not to hear it. I try not to think it, but it is what it is. And sometimes don't fight the feeling, you know?
Yeah, I love Dave Chappelle all day.
All day.
We'll be taking a pause for the cause. We have an amazing guest. We have Brother Mike that I had the privilege of connecting with this past weekend. We did our photo shoots. We did some portraits and stuff like that. We're going to deep dive with him. And if you guys are it's the season, guys. If you're looking to advance in business, you want to make sure you're looking fresh and nice. So, we want you to come in and take these photos. All right, guys.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people, y'all.
And we are back, beautiful people. So like I had said at the beginning of the show, you know, we say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but I don't know. I think everybody that's listening to me right now has a social media page. And on that social media page has at least one picture, which is your profile picture, guys. And for those who take it seriously and have a LinkedIn account and you want to put your best foot forward, guys, your picture that you're taking with your phone, with your children in the background and with the cloudy lens is not cutting it anymore. So that is why we have our brother Mike with us today. Brother Mike, thank you for being on the show with us today. Thank you for being on the Empower, and thank you for being a guest on Parlay with the People, King. How are you?
Hey, thanks to be here, man, and thanks for the invite.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. So, Now, our listeners, I'm sure they're used to us at this point because before I dive into the business, I always like creating an opportunity just for us to be able to connect and for us to be able to connect with the listeners and for people to get to know you on a personal. So before we dive into the business, let's take a moment to get to know you, my brother Mike Jean-Baptiste. Who are you? And let's talk a little bit about your background.
Yeah, my background. First of all, I'm a father of one, married, for almost 9 years this year.
Congrats,
My son is
congrats.
5. Yeah, thank you so much, and it's going great. My son is 5.5 now. He's in school. He's having the fun of his life, and they inspire me a lot to do what I'm doing today. It comes from them. I'm from a Asian background, so that's why Jean-Baptiste is the family name, and also have a weird middle name, which is Euclid, which is hard to pronounce in the language, but that's my business name also, Mike Euclid Photo. I chose the complicated one for bad reasons. My wife thought it was, you know what? Here's the story, okay?
Yes.
So my wife knew it was Mike Euclid Rigaud Jean-Baptiste, which is my full name, okay?
Okay.
At one point, there was a guy who knew me from not high school, the école primaire,
Primaire, ouais.
elementary school.
Ouais.
So he called me Mike Euclid, and she said, "Oh, I think that's cute," and that's the sole reason I got that company name. It's not really thought. It's not SEO. It's not business minded. It was just because she liked it, and yeah, that was the decision.
Yeah, that works for me, and that works. First of all, a happy wife is a happy life, my friend. So you have my 110% support. That is a great name. So that's what it is. So that's awesome. So okay, so now this is perfect. So let's take the op and let's dive in. Just to actually talk a little bit about the business itself. So you're a photographer.
Yes, I am.
Now let's deep dive because I know it's more than just sit down, cheese, take a picture, on to the next. There's levels to this in terms of the service that you offer, why you do what you do. So let's go into a little more detail. So first, actually, even before the what, like why are you into this?
Well, it comes back to my wife actually, because well, first I have to go back to when I was 5, when I was in elementary school. I always drew. Drawing was my thing. Faces, mostly faces actually, all my life. So my teachers thought I was smart because I was penning in my notebooks. But I was drawing all the time, and I was a quiet kid. So I drew all day for 8 hours straight. That was what I was doing. So I went to CEGEP and I took art classes, which I flunked, unfortunately, because CEGEP is CEGEP. And then I went into nursing school. Well, later after that, maybe 15 years later, because I was watching a lot of movies with my wife said, "You know what? You always talk to me about the framing, the colors, the pace, the this and the that. Why don't you buy yourself a camera, do a wedding, and see if you like it?" Nice. So that was the main reason I started it as a business.
Okay.
And so I wanted to prove that I could do it. So I bought a cheap camera. It reimbursed itself. Then I bought a cheap lens, which reimbursed itself, and then it went up from there. So that was the business model. But for me, art was the thing I did since my first souvenir, my first memory is me drawing. So the same thing now. Today I'm drawing with the camera. So this is the same thing I'm doing for all my life now. Yeah.
I love that. And again, I tell people all the time, especially in the era that we're in right now, do what you love, man. Like, because life is too short. If the last season taught us anything, it is to do what you have a passion for. And you're
Absolutely.
blessed. Again, kudos to your wife again for pulling that out of you and reminding you of that, because it's like sometimes we do things and it's our first nature and we almost take it for granted because we're like, it's like I see things differently, like, so it's just like that's just how my eye works, and you take it for granted, but that could be your gift, it could be your calling, so
yeah, that's what it is.
All right, so now, how does it work? How does your services differ from the rest? And let's dive into that.
Differ from the rest is a big thing to say because there's a lot of photographers. But the thing is, I wouldn't say it's a passion, but I really understand understand the faces. So my thing is I primarily do headshots. So when I sketch a lot, I sketch the face. I know what a nose looks like. I know what eyes looks like, your cheekbones, all that. I see it. And I don't judge it. I just see it. So I know how to draw it. And when I take the picture, this is exactly the same process as sketching. So I look at your face. I make sure it's the right angle, the right expression, the right message come across. I'm trying to make it as beautiful as possible, but it's not really the thing that's happening in a headshot. It's really as true as possible. So when I'm going to take your headshot, Pharaoh, what's going to happen? Well, we're going to have a conversation and your real expressions are going to show. Because the thing is, you're going to be nervous. You'll be self-conscious. You'll try to hide things from me with your face. But then I'm going to try to make sure it comes out of the camera. And sometimes there's the picture you're going to choose. There may be something that's more beautiful in terms of, well, it's more clean cut. But then the one I'm focusing on you to like is the one that's really your true self. Some people even going to say, well, that really looks like me. And you know what surprises me the most when they say that? They don't actually like it.
Wow.
Because some people don't really actually face their true self, but I still gonna give them the picture.
Right, yeah.
And at some point they're going to get used to it. And well, this is really me. This is really me.
Yo,
and then they're going to use it.
Sorry for cutting you, but this is deep on many levels. Because one, psychologically, people will resonate with you more when they feel a certain authenticity about you. And people can, and we don't really, like, a lot of times we take it for granted and we put all these filters on our thing and people could see right through that. They're like, and it's something in our subconscious. Like we tell ourselves, okay, there's something fake about that person. Because it's like you could tell they're using a filter and it's like, okay, cool. And it's like we don't know yet, but it's like something is happening in our subconscious. And it's like, okay, when you meet that person, you're kind of like looking to see, like, okay, let me try to meet the real you, because what you're showing me online is not you.
Yeah, and there's a point, because sometimes people are going to say, well, I can take a headshot with a selfie. And it's true, it is a headshot. A selfie is by definition a headshot. But my services is to make sure that the image gets into the house of someone else. So it's not just a profile picture. When they're going to see Pharaoh's headshot, what they're going to see is Pharaoh at their home serving them with his services.
Wow.
And this is important to me because, there's photographers who are really business minded, which is a good thing, by the way, because they help some people with their business.
Right.
But sometimes headshots should be truth minded. And if you're a businessman, if you offer services, if you do something, and you're about to show you need to show yourself sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
So the people know what to expect from you way before they meet you. So this is my job.
Just take a quick positive cause just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keen Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keen Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeenGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of HJCourtierAuto.com. That's HJCourtierAuto.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to that next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out javalogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island, and Côte-de-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other. Wow, my brother. Wow. And again, like you see, I knew it. I knew you're going to bring it to another level because it's just from meeting you and communicating with you. I know like what you do is more than just meeting a person and taking a picture. And there's even, I almost want to say a certain spiritual aspect to what you're doing, because for myself, it's only recently, when I say recently, maybe about a decade or so, maybe less, that I actually started taking time and looking at myself in the mirror. Right, like I'm just really looking at my face, and I don't know.
It's hard, eh?
It's not like we take it for granted. A lot of us don't really just look in the mirror and just look at your own face. Like that's you. Like this is me. Like this is what I look like. These are my. Okay, this is my real face. Because it's like sometimes we have a picture in our head of what we feel, whatever we look like, or a persona, or what we put off. But then when you take time to really just look, and there's a way, and then you're able to, once you accept that this is me and this is this is you or whatever, as you're looking in the mirror, like you connect with yourself on a level. You know what I mean? So I would love, actually, and I look forward to being able to have that type of portrait, have that picture taken, that portrait taken, but then also seeing it with my children and my family as well, where it's like now we're able to see the entire and see them for who they actually are, as our children,
for who they
as
actually
my wife.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my brother. And another thing, sorry, just quick, not to rant.
No, go ahead.
But our listeners know I rant all the time. This is what I do. This is my segment.
I listen to you too.
This is why I have my segment. But it's also, it's like I commend you for also being focused, because this is something I tell business owners. You might have 1,000,001 skills, but like to be really successful, there's a value in doubling down on what your niche is, what your strength is. And so for you to be able to, like, what you like, what you're good at, what you enjoy, so you could take the time and really take a person's face and make it stellar, like a Mona Lisa, right? So to speak. And but it's because you're not now busy doing, like, shooting this, shooting that, XYZ. You're really focused on what your niche is and what your market is now. And not to limit you, because I know you can shoot other things, like you can different events, different activities and stuff like that. So as people are listening to you, I don't want them to feel like they can't call you for other things. Right?
You can
like you can, but just know that when people are calling you, they're getting somebody who's taking the time to focus on the detail, focus on that, ensuring a certain quality image is coming.
Ensuring a certain quality, of course. Yeah.
Can we take a moment? Can you walk us through like what to expect when we connect with you? We call you for a photo shoot. How does it work? Are you coming to us? Are you going to you? Let's walk them through the process.
Yeah, I get a call from you. I may look for you actually, because sometimes I know you have a business and you don't have a headshot, which is not great for the customers.
Not at all.
But so most of the times I'm going to get a referral or a call by someone who knows the importance of getting his headshot. So we're going to talk first. What kind of business are you into? What's the message that needs to come across? And that's by phone prior to even paying anything, because we need to make sure I'm the great guy for you. So also, well, we're going to take the appointment. You come to my studio in RDP. So you go through the website, you make the payment and everything, and you come to the studio. There's a room for you to change, but before you're going to look at the studio, you're going to sit. I'm going to take a few pictures, and I'm going to coach you on what you're going to do, the placement, the table, the lights, the background. I'm going to try to match most of the things to your skin tone. So let's say yourself, I can see it's a bit orangey. So I'm going to make sure it could either be a contrast or something mono color. So it is depending on the message. I'm just going to make sure that it matches the message. Then you sit down, a few clicks, we talk. While you talk, I'm going to take some pictures. After all your outfits and all the background changes, we're going to take a coffee. If it was a long session, you're going to get a Duo de Chef restaurant plate because you might be hungry. And we're going to choose the pictures. Sure. So when we choose the pictures, I'm trying to convince you of a few things. That it's not the most beautiful pictures that needs to be out there. It's the right pictures that needs to be out there. Because yes, I could sell you 1,000 pictures and make my money for the year like that, but that's not relevant to me, because I need you to use the pictures too. Right. I want, even if it's one that you're going to choose, it's really important that the message comes across. So we're going to filter the pictures until we get the one. Usually it's 5, because that's the most popular option that people take. So it's going to be boiled down to 5 pictures. And when we look at these 5 pictures, the questions are, do the message come across? Does the message come across? And is it really you that we're going to see? And when these 2 questions are yes, well, the session is over. It could take up to 15 minutes to 4 hours, actually. Wow. I don't take 50 appointments throughout the day. I really want to make sure you're satisfied with what you get that day. Amazing. And a week later, you're going to get the pictures via email.
Wow, my brother, that is, you see, I knew it. I knew it wasn't just come click, click, click and go. That's what I'm talking about. And but again, that's because what we are doing, and one, having you as a member of our OFC BNI chapter, and even having you as an OFC member, everything we're doing within the community is about putting our best foot forward, having a certain attention to detail, certain attention to the quality and the experience that we're providing to the members of the community. And so again, brother, you're doing it. You're hitting it right on the head. And I can tell, as OFC members are listening to this right now, know that as we had discussed with Ken and stuff in the past, and we told you guys that we're developing, I have already spoken to Mike about creating a package for our members, because as we're rolling out into the new year, guys, there's going to be a certain standard in terms of even how you guys present yourselves as members of the OFC and members of our affiliate teams. So just know everybody's going to be expected to get photos done, and we're using Mike. It's going to, I'm being very specific. I'm
here for it.
Very specific, guys. You guys know how we get down. So it's not going to be like, oh, I got a photo done. It wasn't done by Mike. It wasn't done yet. So just know this is how we get down. And you know how we get down. We make it fair. We make it accessible, reasonable for everybody. So I will never impose something on a community that is outside of your means. Know that we're looking out for you. But for us, it's important that we have a certain standard as we're moving forward, guys. So anybody who is working with the OFC, as you guys are hearing this, brace yourselves, guys. We're going somewhere, and we're going somewhere as a collective, and we're going somewhere far. We're going somewhere fast, and we're going somewhere that's going to change the world. So Now, Mike, so people just heard you and now they're excited. They want this experience. They want this experience. And actually before I have you share the contact information, what is it? How does it work? Let's say it's a family. We want to do like a family portrait or something like that. Like how did it, because then it's a little more complicated, I'm assuming, because now you have like, let's say the average family, 5 faces. You have, mother, father, 3 children. How do you work that experience?
It's the same process. So usually I'm going to start with the kids, because the kids get tired first.
Yes.
They're gonna get their headshot, but at the same time, I'm gonna make the session fun for them, so they will want to stay. So there's a process called tethering, which when I take the picture, it comes right away on the screen. So they take the picture and then they see themselves on the screen and they're like, wow, I want to start again. So they stay. And then it's the session with their parents. So they stay with their parents and they take the picture and they want to look at the picture right away. So it's going to start with the kids, with the parents, and then the parents. So so it's still a process. It could be either in studio, or it could be at the outside in a location. It could be anywhere. So usually I'm going to start with the kids because they get tired first. But it's the same thing. It could take 30 minutes because families, it's a bit harder sometimes. It could take 30 minutes. Even if it's 4 hours, I'm here for it.
Brother, this is exceptional. So now, all right. So bang that now for somebody now who wants to find out some information, and I think it's important that we set a certain tone, because then this is something you and we have spoken about as well in terms of even how these things are priced, right? Because we have a tendency within our community where we'll spend money, and a lot of money, on things that don't necessarily have the value or the return on investment or long-term benefits. And then things that we actually do need in our life experience, we have a tendency of bucking and and becoming squirmish about the cost and becoming and about the price. Now, I say all that, and again, you and I spoke, so I know the prices that you offer compared to a lot of the photographers that I've spoken to is extremely comparable, if not even somewhat low. Okay, especially for the experience that you're offering. Now, what is your opinion, like, or how would you explain it to a person for them to understand the value in what you're offering, and like why it is a value to invest in their headshots?
Well, you said invest in your headshot. So, okay, a real estate agent driving a Corolla is going to sell less than a real estate agent driving a Mercedes.
That's
it may seem unfortunate, but it's true. I have a friend who did it, make the switch, and she started to sell more. So when you invest in a headshot instead of a selfie, well, the thing that's going to happen is people are going to look at you like, oh, he or she is serious. So it's not a hobby. Okay, it's real business. Or okay, that person really wants me to contact them. That's all that's happening in the back of the mind of your future clients. Also, if it's only a portrait, even a family portrait, right? The fact that you get a signature service shows that it's not just something that it's something that's meant to stay in the house. So usually they're gonna print them, but it's meant to stay in the house. It's when you take pictures with your phone, they can be great pictures, but after 2 days, do you still look at them?
No.
Even the WhatsApp feed deletes them. Maybe a year you're gonna get a reminder and you're gonna forget again. But when it's in your wall or in a book in your living room, because it's important, you're gonna look at them and they're going to tell stories for themselves. So this is why you need to invest in a photographer. So
Yeah.
this is the main reason. Yeah.
I love that. And and the thing is, you hit it right on the head. The thing with having a professionally done headshot is that gift that keeps on giving, in a sense, because like you are using it for your social medias. It is something where it's your calling card. Like people want to know, like especially the people out there who haven't taken the time to actually put up a profile picture yet. Like you're like you have no idea. People do business with people they like, they trust, and respect. If I don't know who you are, I don't see your face. It's not
No.
becoming. And even in this era where we're having so many Zoom meetings, I would strongly encourage even that people use these professional headshots as their not screensavers, but
Yeah.
when you turn your
Their
camera
icon.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, your icon.
Their
Just
icon.
put so then at
Absolutely.
least if you turn your
Absolutely.
camera off, people are still able to see your face. They're still able to
see your
see
face
who you are.
and to see what you're about, because it's not for nothing that usually people are going to end up taking 5 pictures.
Yeah.
They're gonna get one for the profile picture of Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Zoom, and their email.
Okay.
Because it is necessary. It is
Right.
necessary. It is necessary to show yourself, because there's so many scammers.
Yes. Simple as that. Unfortunately.
And having a face makes a difference. When I get email from someone who wants to offer service and I don't see their face, I don't click. It's simple as that. It's simple as that.
Absolutely right. My brother, this is huge. So now, okay. So how do people reach you to connect, to find out more information, to come in, to have an information session with you? How do they reach you?
So 514-927-8345, my phone number. 514-927-8345. Or if you don't get me, you can leave a text message. I'm going to respond. Also Instagram. So Mike Euclid Photo, MikeUclide Photo, or my website, MikeUclide.com. Even myself have problems with it. So I'll start again. So my website, MikeUclide.com, MikeEuclid.com.
Now, there's something that as we're talking price, you're doing something special for members. Actually, just for all our listeners. And your
All the
guys are
listeners.
welcome. This is something that we had discussed for OFC members, and then we're like, you know what? Let's bless everybody who's listening, everybody who's supporting the show. So if you want to share the good news, or you want me to?
I'll do it. I'm glad to do it because I like to do it. So when you go to the website and you get an appointment, you just type the code OFC15, and you're gonna get 15% off.
Woo!
If you call and you talk to me about the show, well, you're gonna get 15% off.
Brother Mike, that is appreciated, and that's how that's what I call full circle. So as people have listened and benefited from the information, now they're calling and they're getting a discount. Everything's coming full circle. So that is huge for members of the community. Please take advantage and don't think it's going on forever. All right, I'm letting you guys know.
It's up to December 15th.
That's it.
Up to December 15th.
That's it. Yeah. So you want to do holiday cards, guys. Now is the time. Matter of fact, I did actually get a very beautiful holiday card. Actually, I got 2 different versions. One was a very nice picture of a family portrait that came in a holiday card, wishing us wishes for the New Year's and stuff like that, which is very cool. Then I got actually somebody took the time to produce a card with myself and my wife. It was like a portrait of us in the card, and I find that it was so nice, very, very thoughtful.
That's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I was like, I opened the card, I'm like, this is me, very cool. So it did get my attention, So if the idea is thinking outside the box, so this really
thinking of outside the box for business owners or event planners. There's something I do also. When you get event pictures, you get the pictures of the event. But there's a headshot service I sell at events. So it's not the photo booth per se, but it's a headshot booth. Okay. And you know what happens with this? When you get a thank you for visiting us,
Mhm.
email, they're gonna send you a picture of you, a proper headshot
Wow.
of you. So this is something I did maybe what 6 times this year,
Okay.
and yeah, it was the people really liked it because they don't exactly remember me, but they remember the event owner,
That's
the
it.
event planner who
Yeah.
did it, and yeah, so this is a service that makes a lot of sense.
I
Yeah.
love that. That is a great, very innovative, great idea on that one. So that is huge. So then, and you just said that, and I thought of another idea just in terms of innovation. Guys, this could be an amazing holiday gift. If you want to bless a person, you could purchase a certificate, if I'm not mistaken, even through you, where now we could gift somebody the gift of getting proper photos and stuff done. Now that is a gift that keeps on giving. All right. So that is huge. So now one more time, Mike, can you give your contacts one more time as we are preparing to close up?
514-927-8345. I say again, 514-927-8345 or mikeuclid.com, MIKEUCLIDE.com.
That's what it is. So now we cannot close off the Empower Hour without asking our guests to bless us with some empowering words, my brother. So as we're closing off our Parlay with the People segment, can you bless us with some empowering words for our peoples?
Well, I'll try. Well, although I have a business, sometimes I may sound anti-business, but listen, it's supposed to, I think it's going to make sense.
Right.
So, there's only a few things that really matter in life. There's your relationship with God, your family, and your career could be part of it too. But your boss is not that important. There's a lot of people who feel like they've been placed in a dishonest position because their boss promised them a raise, and what they're going to offer them is a slice of pizza, and they try to please their boss. But the question, does your boss really matter? Don't you matter more? Isn't what you like to do more interesting? So we should really focus on the things that really matter. So if it's your career and you want to get a headshot, just do it, even if it scares your boss, because you want your raise, make a headshot, and it's going to happen. If you focus on the things that's really important, because here's another reality. If you live, here's what's going to happen. You're going to die someday.
That's 100%.
And if you don't do the things that you really love to do, and if you don't invest in the things that you know to be true, well, you're going to die with nothing done. So my way of helping people doing what they really want to do with a headshot is, well, I've seen people get raises, get promotions, change jobs because they invested in themselves. And when you invest in your relationship with God, your wife and kids, and your career the right way, everything's going great. You could die tonight, and the people are really going to regret you. But if you don't do anything for yourself, you're going to get forgotten. And that could be really sad.
So do what you love now, and do the memorable things, because that's what's going to leave that legacy. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thanks to you, man.
My brother, I want to thank you again for being on our segment, for being on with us to Parlay with the People. I thank you for taking on that challenge and becoming a member of the OFC BNI chapter, because it's not for everybody. We tell all the time, the OFC BNI chapter is for those who are prepared to scale, those who are ready to do the work that it takes to go to that next level. So I thank you for heeding the call. I thank you for being a member of the OFC and for what you're doing for our community. Again, being able to have these proper images will last for years to come, and it will be that difference in the community in terms of putting our best foot forward and having that professional look.
I'm glad to be part of it,
my brother. So again, thank you all. I thank the listeners for always being present with us and for always encouraging the show. Reach out to our brother Mike. Stay tuned. You will be seeing my dope headshot soon. We will be doing actually even a whole new photo shoot with the Empower Hour, our entire radio team. We're setting up all kind of awesome things. The new year is going to be beautiful and bright for each and every person. Sending you guys peace and blessings. Peace.
We would like to thank our special guest. This episode is possible thanks to the awesome people at CKUT, the OFC, Solo Drum, and the Caribbean Curry House. Do you have any shout outs?
On this side, is just to remind everybody, this Saturday, remember we have the Diamant Bleu de Nadia, that amazing mental health fair that's going on from noon to 8 p.m. Check out the Empower Hour if you want the link, or go on Le Diamant Bleu de Nadia, and Nadia is spelled with a Y, so it's D-A-Y-A. An amazing event, $25 for the day. There's all kind of resources, contact, and support that you'll be able to get. So please don't hesitate. If you know somebody who could benefit, send the information to them. And again, just sending mad love out to everybody in the community. Peace.
Kings and Queens, this was the Empower Hour with Pharaoh Freeman, Queen Kaya, and Gina the Great. We are on live every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. and broadcasting Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Subscribe and watch us on empowermtl.com and email us at empowermtl@gmail.com to anonymously be featured on our What's the Tea Mail segment. Stay blessed, black, and highly favored.